Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I'm back, and it's great seeing all of you here. Going to say hello to Daniel Berry Sports and Highlights. How are you doing today? Also going to say hello to you, Retro Gamer. How are you? How are you? And everybody that's out there that hasn't spoken yet. So, yes, and so I want to talk to you all, and you should notice on the top right corner, you're seeing a new and improved logo for my show. Yes, the Willie Bragg Show. That logo is provided by Warren, Uncle Warren, also known to most of you as Extra Bula. He created that, and I like what he created. I decided to adopt that as my logo. So thank you, Warren, for creating the logo for my the new logo from my show, and hope everyone likes it too. So thank you, Retro Gamer, thank you. So anyway, reason I'm here, I want to talk to y'all about Noam Chomsky, because I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it this past week. La-di-da-da-da, you know, the story of my life. So today I'm going to talk about Noam Chomsky. He is still alive so far as we know it. So far as we know it. He's still alive. He's 95 years old, so we don't know when his time is up, and I hope he is doing well. So that's what I can say about that. But we'll just start by saying, he really doesn't need an introduction. I do understand that, because he is an institution in itself. But if you're on the left, it obviously goes without saying. But Noam Chomsky, as I said, he ain't dead yet. He was born on December 7th, 1928. Born in Philadelphia. And he got his degree. He got all his degrees from his undergrad, his master's and PhD from the University of Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania, and he specialized in linguistics, analytic philosophy, cognitive science, and he's a political critic. And to this day, I'm guessing from the 1950s on to the present, he teaches at MIT and the University of Arizona. His ideology politically is anarcho-syndicalism, otherwise known as libertarian-socialism. And he is a member of the Industrial Workers of the World, IWW, which I did not know he was, but I knew he was a member of Democratic Socialists of America, DSA, for which he is still a member. My understanding is that he is, unfortunately, a vote blue no matter who Democrat as well. I'm sure his heart is in the right place. I just happen to disagree with his strategy of vote blue no matter who. But I can't take away much of his contributions that he's contributed over the years and all that. But anyway, what I'm also going to do is I'll go ahead and show you the article from Associated Press about his about those rumors, and so let me get to that article. Noam Chomsky's wife says reports of famed linguist death are false. So there you have it. And I'm going to believe her. In fact, I do believe her. So here we go. And here we go here. The new Associated Press says Noam Chomsky's wife, Valerie Wasserman Chomsky, says reports Tuesday that famed linguist and activist has died are untrue. No, it's false, she wrote Tuesday. In response to an email query from the Associated Press, Noam Chomsky, 95, had been hospitalized in Brazil while recovering from a stroke suffered a year ago. Valerie Chomsky told AP last week, but the Beneficencia Portuguesa Hospital in Sao Paulo said in a statement that Chomsky was discharged on Tuesday to continue his treatment at home. Earlier Tuesday, Chomsky was trending on X. Let's call it what it is, Twitter, as false reports of his death abound. Jacobin, the New Statesman, published obituaries for Chomsky, though the former changed his headlines. We remember Noam Chomsky to let's celebrate Noam Chomsky. The New Statement took its essay by former Greek finance minister Yanis Varoufakis, sorry for doing that to the name, butchering the name, down altogether. Brazilian news site Diário de Santo do Mundo also took down its story announcing Chomsky's death and issued a correction. The Chomskys have had a residence in Brazil since 2015. Noam Chomsky, known to millions for his criticism of U.S. foreign policy, taught for decades at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. In 2017, he joined the College of Social and Behavioral Science at the University of Arizona in Tucson. So there you have it, about Noam Chomsky. Thing about Noam Chomsky is that he's probably one of the most high-profile academic radicals alive today, and certainly, again, well respected in many circles, and he doesn't have. I mean, he goes. There are criticisms. Some criticisms I do have of him because we're all imperfect, but he's had a mostly positive. I would say most things one could say about Chomsky's been mostly positive. So regarding, I mean, he's foreign policy. He's been an outspoken critic of U.S. foreign policy going back to, very going back to the Vietnam War. I mean, for example, and obviously where most of the left were at that time, and so that's kind of where he, that's kind of where he's kind of known, and he's also been a staunch opponent of apartheid in South Africa as well. And he was a fierce critic of the Reagan administration's foreign policy, the Nixon foreign policy. Actually, he did it in a nonpartisan way. He criticized Democrat and Republican presidents alike when they in fact fumble. Right now, with regard to the Biden administration, he's been very critical of. He's one of the few high-profile left-wing figures in America that's been very critical of U.S. and NATO police action in the Ukraine, and has called for negotiations between Russia and the Ukraine. And it's been so controversial that he's been placed on the notorious Ukraine kill list. So, basically they would like to go and hush him up, so to speak. And that Ukraine kill list, of course, includes other Americans too, such as Jimmy Dore, Aaron Mate, Anya Parampil, Chris Hedges, Tucker Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard, Glenn Greenwald, Rand Paul, Scott Ritter, Jackson Hinkle, and many others in the United States, including Tim Pool. I just found out he's been added to the list. It's a mixed ideological group of people. Henry Kissinger was even on this kill list, and of course Henry Kissinger is no longer alive. So, but the point being that whether I agree with you on all the political issues or I disagree with you on 100% of the political issues, if you somehow make it on that Ukraine kill list, I know that on that particular issue, if you make it on the kill list, on that issue as to why you made it on that kill list, on that issue alone, you're not the bad guy. So I'll put it that way. But where I would say that two areas that comes to mind where Noam Chomsky was, I would say, less than perfect. And I'm not going to fault him too bad in I would say from the 1940s to I would say to the 6-Day War in 67, because this was pretty much a mindset on the left anyway. A large portion of the Western left, and he changed his position eventually. And I mean, he was in his early life a Zionist, but he ended up becoming a critic of Israel later on. So while today he is correct to criticize the war crimes that's being committed against the Palestinians, at the early years, it was understandable why there was sympathy for the concept of a Jewish state, but unfortunately, unfortunately, the left at that time found it necessary to do so, throwing Palestinians under the bus, which was wrong from the get-go, and that was a problem. They should have built this state. If they were going to build the state, they should have built it in a place where it would have been considered acceptable for all parties, all people. So if they would have built it in, if they would have found a large strip of land somewhere in Russia or something like that, or they would have found, if the U.S. could have said we could declare Wyoming or something like that, or if they would have said if it could have been in Madagascar, if the people were willing to set aside a piece of land and everything was voluntary, it could have been done this sort of way. It did not have to be done on top of a population that was already living there, minding their own business. I mean, it just did not have to be done that way. And that was the problem. And a lot of misguided leftists, Jewish and non-Jewish alike, because of what happened against the Jewish people in Germany, there was widespread sympathy for and worldwide guilt. This explains the Zionism that Chomsky had at the time, that he would walk away from later on. So that's the one criticism of Chomsky. The other criticism of Noam Chomsky I have is Holocaust revisionism in Cambodia. And let me explain that. When you look at American imperialism and you look at it as truly for what it is, for the most part, when it's basically 90% a force for relative evil around the world, you're going to refute anything that comes out of the State Department. You're going to refute anything that comes out of the mouth of the CIA. That's what it comes down to with regard to Noam Chomsky. So when the killing fields were taking place in Cambodia, he basically wrote it off as not really happening. And a lot of people were kind of upset with him at the time. Now, he rescinded that position later on. And again, understandable why he would dismiss what was coming out as a statement by the U.S. and its foreign policy interests. It's easy to dismiss a narrative that comes out of the mouth of the United States. It just so happens that the United States was correct on that issue. But while they were correct on that issue, the United States ended up indirectly assisting the Khmer Rouge, indirectly assisting Pol Pot at the end of the day. And when the Vietnamese ousted out the Khmer Rouge in 1979, ousted out Pol Pot. The United States backed and I cannot think of the name of the monarch right now offhand, that was ousted out initially in Cambodia, but he formed an alliance with Pol Pot basically to defeat the Vietnamese occupation of Cambodia. The Soviets backed Vietnam, the United States backed the monarchy forces, and China backed the Khmer Rouge. And the United States and China were actually more close to each other than they were toward the Soviets at the time. So that would explain that. And so those are two criticisms I have of Noam Chomsky there. Otherwise, Noam Chomsky was, somebody to be respected for the most part. He's been a tireless crusader for civil liberties, a tireless crusader for free speech absolutism. And he is somebody that I think that the left should look at whenever there are some people, sometimes well-meaning, maybe sometimes not so well-meaning, when they start to champion cancel culture and censorship. And it's more the liberal wing of the left as opposed to the actual left that engages in this. But the thing about it is, when you practice censorship, it ends up harming the left in the long run. In public relations, it makes the left look bad, because the right knows how to make the left look bad in public relations. Also, it's weaponized against the left to silence the left by the right. And the government, they will use the government to crack down on the speech against the left. So I warn every leftist out there that free speech is your friend. It might not be pretty when your opponents use it, but you need to use it to weaponize it against your enemies. You need to use it to promote your cause. And sometimes that means defending the rights of people you despise the most. And Noam Chomsky also believed in defending the rights of views that we despise most, because if you do not defend the free speech of rights, and that's his phrase, if you do not defend the free speech of the rights that we despise the most, then you don't really defend free speech at all. And so another organization that he valued other than the IWW and DSA was the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU. Of course, the ACLU is not the great organization that it used to be. They still perform a valuable function. I still think they do overall good work, but they have actually fumbled in the last several years, and they have become a little more tribalistic and a little more partisan, which I have a problem with, whereas they didn't used to be so partisan. So there is that. But Noam Chomsky, as I said, he's 95 years old, and, there will be, he probably will not have too many years left. And I wish him, the very best in, what remains in the last few years of his life. I did not know that he lived in Brazil. So I guess he's friends with Glenn Greenwald and friends with Nico House, since they both also live in Brazil. But I'm glad that Noam Chomsky is in fact doing well, and all of that. So when I found out that he died, I was just a few days ago, or I thought that he died. I was kind of saddened to hear by the news that I heard, but relieved when I found out that it was just a rumor. So, excuse me. So anyway, so everyone, talk to me. I hope everybody's doing well here, Catherine Ann McCloskey, how are you today? I've talked to you in a little while, so I hope you're doing well. Colin Bullock, MAGA Trump 2024. Well, if that's what you want to do. I don't suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not going to vote for him, but I'm not a shiplib that runs underneath my bed quivering at the sign of Trump. I never own, in other words, I never own a pink pussy hat. I might not own a red hat, but I don't own a pink pussy hat either. I wasn't grown up when Trump won in 2020. I didn't go around screaming, throwing a fit, you know. It was just like Hillary Clinton was an awful candidate. And I can't believe that some Democrats are entertaining having Hillary Clinton as the running mate for Joe Biden. Yeah, in fact, that kind of repulsed me. That's symbolic to slap the people in the face that were. It is also symbolic to slap people in the face that were working for Bernie at the time. And I have to tell those people that still believe in Bernie that while I'm not going to chastise them for still believing in Bernie, if there are still any of those folks left. But, you need to you need to get beyond Bernie. And I'm not telling people to say the hell with Bernie, but get beyond Bernie. If I can say I need to live beyond Bernie, anyone can, trust me. So that is my message to recovering Bernie bros out there. So, and that is my position. He just will never receive another dime from me again. I will wish Bernie a re-election in 2024. I would probably vote for him if I lived in Vermont, but I would not. I'm glad he did not run for president again. I'm glad he didn't. He doesn't need it. It would just, in the long run, it would just be too much clusterfuck. We have it bad as it is with what happened with the joke that the Cornel West campaign became, unfortunately, because of people like Peter Dow. And I make my statements about Peter Dow. I stand by it. I really believe he was sent in there to destroy the Cornel West campaign from within. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Cornel West decides to drop out, honestly, if truth be told. And that saddens me because I was very excited with Cornel West last summer when he was announcing his candidacy. Yes. I mean, I still like and respect Cornel West, but if he was going to run, he needed to be serious. Same with Bernie. You were to run, you needed to be serious. So, and again, I'm going to go and do a video this summer while I'm going to officially endorse Jill Stein because, hey, at least she's serious. She's serious. So, and I would urge, I'm not telling people who they should vote for, like I'm demanding or ordering, but, I would highly recommend and suggest for people, if they can, to vote for Jill Stein. But honestly, that's a conscious decision each and every one of you got to make and all of that. So there is that and everything. So anyway, what else do I have to add to this fruitful discussion here? It's around the 4th of July and summer, and I hate summers. And I'm miserable right now with as hot as it's been and all that. But hopefully this summer will get by as quickly as possible. Not trying to wish my life away, So, I'm going to try to do more videos. That's what I'm planning to do, and we'll see what we can do about having more guests on the show. I just been having a tough time trying to find time to do videos with the way work has been killing me lately. So that's been part of it right there. We're understaffed at my workplace and working long hours and not really getting the sleep I need. So that's what's been going on. So, but I do thank every one of y'all for supporting my channel and the subscriptions that I've been receiving lately. So thank you for that and all that. And let's try to get, let's if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Help this channel grow. If you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment any way if you disagree with what I have to say. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. And as a free speech absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble. Please do follow on Rumble. I'm planning to jumpstart that platform again, and to reject all corporate media. Help out independent channels like my channel and other channels as well. I have on my YouTube page other channels that I highly recommend, and so you got some choices out there to listen to. Some fairly large channels, some small channels, but they all provide good insights on things. So thank you for all of your support. Free Palestine, free Julian Assange, free health care for all, and of course, free speech. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.